LeBron James is going to retire eventually, I'm pretty sure. Throughout LeBron's time in the NBA, every few years we would hear, he's the next LeBron. It happened with Andrew Wiggins. It happened with Ben Simmons. It happened with Zion Williamson. I think it's safe to say that Andrew Wiggins and Ben Simmons won't ever be at the level of LeBron. The jury is still out on Zion. Looking around the league, how many players do you think could realistically be the face of the National Basketball Association? The correct answer is not many. The immense pressure to be at your best on and off the court, it's suffocating. Even the people who despise LeBron despise him. Should be able to see that LeBron deserves praise for how he has handled that pressure for 20 plus seasons. When LeBron eventually does retire, which player will step up and handle that pressure and be the face of the league? Could it be Luka Doncic? He has the passing ability, body control, scoring. He has one of the craziest games in NBA history, and he's great at creating rivalries with other players. But Luka has also said he's not probably going to play that long. What about Giannis Antetokounmpo? He's charismatic and hilarious. He's a hard worker. He started from nothing and has a great story. He's currently a top 2 player in the league, but Giannis is 28 years old. He already has 10 years of NBA experience. Unless he redevelops the jump shot he had early on in his career, his game won't age as well as other players. When LeBron finally does retire, Giannis will be on the other side of 30. What about someone like Nikola Jokic? He's finally getting his due recognition because his team finally won a championship. He was nearly the 4th player all time to win 3 straight MVP awards. The others, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, and Larry Bird. He's charismatic and he's funny, but it's become quite clear that Jokic doesn't want to be the face of the NBA. He cares about playing basketball because it's a great source of income, and when the season is over, he wants to have the freedom to live his life away from the court. Jason Tatum could very well be the next face of the league. He's played 6 seasons in the NBA, and he's still just 19 years old. Okay, he's actually 25. That joke was for all the people still using dial-up internet or Internet Explorer. Tatum has gone from averaging just under 14 points per game his rookie season to a guy averaging over 30 points per game. He's been in the MVP conversation for the last couple of years and has made a trip to the NBA Finals. For those of you who just found out about the NBA, winning an NBA title is incredibly difficult. LeBron won his first at age 27 in his 9th season, and Michael Jordan won his first at age 27 in his 7th season. Tatum still has plenty of time to win championships, but to be the face of the league and the next LeBron, there's a certain pedigree one must reach, and it needs to be done relatively quickly. When LeBron first came into the league, he was electric and good right from the jump. He had a warm personality people gravitated to since people hadn't turned on him yet. He was crazy athletic, had crazy expectation being the first overall pick, was deemed the savior of Cleveland, early on established himself as not only an offensive threat but an elite defender, and in his 4th season, he had his "I have arrived" moment, scoring 48 points in the last 25 for the Cavs in a double overtime game against the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs, putting the Cavs in a position to go to the NBA Finals. Is there a player in the NBA who matches this description? Oh, you mean Anthony Edwards? Former first overall pick who was questioned, super athletic, an elite defender, extremely charismatic and funny, heading into his 4th season, had his "I have arrived" moment at the FIBA Basketball World Cup, is on a team that hasn't yet surrounded him with the right players to win in the playoffs, even though every playoffs he has elevated his game, and he's an American-born player. That last line might confuse some people. Why would being an American-born player matter? For many years, foreign players were looked down on, no matter how good they were. That narrative has finally been changing. 3 of the 4 potential faces of the league I mentioned earlier were born outside of the United States. But the United States isn't ready to let go of having the best player and face of the league in the NBA. Even if a player isn't quite good enough to be the face of the league, it won't matter. The media, fans, other players will make sure to celebrate whoever that next special player could be, as long as that player is American born. Now, Ant isn't going to have a problem with the being good part, but just know that lots of people are going to be hopping on the bandwagon just because he's an American born player. If you've gotten this far, you might be wondering why I haven't mentioned Victor Wembanyama. In all honesty, it's because I'm gonna cheat. When I said Ant was going to be the next LeBron and face of the league, I was telling you the truth. Ant is ready for the challenge. He's ready to take up the mantle of best player in the league. Not next year, not 3 years from now, not 2 years from being 2 years away.
He's 2 years away from being 2 years away.
Today, this season, the part I left out, Victor Wembanyama is going to be right on his heels. Victor Wembanyama is an absolute freak. He's an alien. Tall, athletic, has a handle, can shoot, has good balance, first overall pick. He's transparent and honest at the podium, which will win over fans of other teams, and he's the perfect player to be Ant's rival. Throughout the history of the NBA, there have been battles between 1A and 1B. Wilt versus Bill Russell, Jerry West versus the Celtics, Magic versus Bird, Jordan versus, well, everybody, Shaq versus the free throw line, Kobe versus LeBron, LeBron versus Kobe, LeBron versus the Celtics, LeBron versus JJ Barea, LeBron versus Kevin Durant, LeBron versus Golden State, LeBron versus Father Time. Ant will start out as the hero of this story. Over time, people will turn on him. What do people love more than a hero? To see a hero fail. When Ant inevitably becomes the villain of the NBA, Victor Wembanyama will be right there to take over the mantle, and the NBA will be all the better for it. Thank you for your time.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Does he need to get out of Minnesota?
He will get out of Minnesota.
He's been dope, man, bringing a lot of energy to the Heat culture.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see.
Also, just so it's on record, Paolo Banchero is a Carmelo Anthony Paul George hybrid who throws in the occasional D-Rose step back. If Paolo is Carmelo Anthony, does that mean that SGA is Wade? Is JT Kobe? Ant is definitely LeBron. What does that make Victor Wembanyama? Is he Giannis with a jump shot? Or is he Giannis plus Kevin Durant? For Victor Wembanyama, the sky's the limit. Is that even true? Isn't his potential even higher than that? I just hope he stays healthy. The NBA is really in a great spot, and I for one am super excited to see what this next generation of NBA stars can accomplish.